Hey guys, welcome to my garage, and I wanted to go through how to build a functional movement screening kit. I'm getting into being able to analyze and screen people through the seven movements that the functional movement screening does. You can look that up at functionalmovementscreening.com. That's where I'm getting my training at. And anyways, this whole channel, YouTube channel, is about teaching yourself tennis, and I think a lot of people forget about the physicality of tennis and the mentality, the mental strength you need too. So I'm going to go over something that the mobility part that is very crucial. You can see all the pros, most of them warm up and work out all relate to mobility. They don't lift heavy weights, they stretch a lot. And Djokovic is a great example. The guy can move around a lot. He's very flexible, helps a lot. And Roger Federer doesn't have a lot of injuries due to his mobility. He's able to move well. So how do you know if you move well? Well, some of it's pretty obvious, and we'll get into that in another video. But some of it isn't, and that's why the functional movement screening kit might help for you to try out on your own and just see how you do. I tested on myself just to see what it's like. But I found a problem. It's $180 for the kit. And why would you pay $180 for a kit that's made of just basically wood and some measurements on it? So I did it myself for $20. And I'm not going to go through all of the details, or I guess I'm not going to go through you watching me drill a hole through a board. I'm actually just going to tell you how it's done, and you can do it on your own. There's one video, I think, on YouTube that shows it, but it's not very clear. So I had to get better answers and actually get the functional movement screening kit that our PE teachers bought at my high school I teach at to kind of replicate what I wanted to build. But they're interested now in me building some for the school because it's way cheaper, right? $180 versus $20 at the most. So what you're going to need, usually you can go to Home Depot or Lowe's and you'll get a 2x4 that's usually they come in about 10 feet long. So I have two of these. So I had them cut it in half for free for me. Okay, and the board is 5 feet and it's a 2x4. Okay, so that's the first thing you're going to need. And the dowels that are included in this actually are self-cut at where I went to Home Depot for this, but any hardware store. So this is 48 inches long, and it's also 1 1/8 diameter. Okay, so you can look that up. I'll make sure that you guys can get these numbers down at the end or during the video so you can get these. But anyways, not too much. I mean, they're right there cut for you. And this one is 3/4 inch diameter and 36 inches long. Okay, so you can always look at the diameter here on the dowel stick. It'll say, 3/4 by, and then it'll tell you the length. So this is 3/4 by 36. You'll need two of these. Okay. So that's all you're going to need, other than maybe some string. You don't really need anything fancy with that. And after you have all of these parts here, to build it, you're going to need a measuring stick or just a measuring tape, a 3/4 inch drill bit for the dowels to fit into the board, and a drill, obviously. So here's how it works. You're going to take the board, and you're going to see that I have holes in them, because you're going to drill holes into the board so that the dowels can stick up. Okay, so the dowels will stick up, straight up through. So the one problem you might have is that these dowels, when you drill the hole, you could drill a hole at an angle, and it's really hard to drill straight sometimes. So you got to be careful about that, because it could angle out and not be very accurate, I should say. The other thing you're going to do then is, after that, is you're going to mark in centimeters all the way across. I started about 20 centimeters from one side and worked my way across and just marked them. And then I got smart, and I'm like, okay, that took a long time to do this. So I just got stickers for the dowels, and you can see that I just put a sticker tape on here, and it works a lot faster. So you can see that it's already measured, and it's a lot more accurate than me probably putting something on there, right, on myself. Okay, so that's why I was kind of wanting to hide these from you for a minute so you can see it at the right time. So these are measured out, and the use of this we'll talk about later. but I just wanted you to get an idea. You can look that up too. They have tons of videos on this stuff too, but at least you can see how it's built. And then this string just kind of goes across, and you just do a slip knot or something like that, and voila. And then you can work your way down through, and you have a functional movement screening. The only other thing is the 48-inch dowel. I don't have the tape. I'm not going to mark it because it takes forever. You're going to mark the centimeters on here all the way down, okay? So I'm just going to go to Home Depot or Lowe's to get more tape, because this I thought was going to be long enough for this one too, but it ended up not to be the case. So that is your functional movement screening right here. That's all you need to do, $20, and it's pretty easy. You drill 2 holes, guys, put some tape on there, and you're done, okay? So I think a lot of us could benefit from this. You could do this with your kids. I really think this would be beneficial for your kids to try out, okay? And you could kind of, the whole idea about mobility is that you can actually find out movement patterns with this and see if they're moving well, because I've learned through my training, you know, you want to move well before you move a lot, right? And then injuries usually happen in sports when we move a lot, but we're not moving well. So mobility is huge. So these screening processes really help, and that's what I'm going to be doing with a lot of players in on my teams in the area, to make sure that, you know, as they progress and get better, they're able to stay injury free and, you know, produce more power on their shots, because they have a longer range of motion, which helps. So if you want to get into the mobility before the next video, I would suggest getting maybe a foam roller. And if you're pretty flexible and you want a challenge, try the ribbed one. That one's fun to do. A golf ball, a lacrosse ball, a PVC pipe that's just a slightly more than your shoulder length out. So here's mine, shoulders out. You want to be a little bit further out so you can reach out, okay? Any diameter is fine. And maybe just a band, all right? So the idea here, other than maybe a yoga mat or something to be on, this all costs under $100, and you will, I'll show you some methods that have helped me really stay injury free. I've gone through a lot of injuries in the past in my 20s, and now I feel way better now because of how I'm taking care of my body. So if you're interested, get these materials. You can see it on my website if you're interested in checking out where you can get this stuff. And then we'll dive into more mobility in the future. So thanks for watching. Hopefully that helped. All right, cheers.